If you find a thing doing the same thing in every time zone, on every landmass, throughout the annals of time, you find it doing the same thing, then that should let you know that it cannot change. It's coded that way. It can't change. The white man can't change. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad says separation is the best and only solution. Look at him. I'm quoting him perfectly now. Come right on up, brothers and sisters. That seat right here. He says separation is the best and only solution. Let's stop right there. If he said it was just the best solution, then you could say, well, there are some other solutions. Huh? But he said it's the best and only solution to the problem, the race problem that exists between black and white. Separation is the only solution. You praise the white man, some of us, not me. You praise him for his Declaration of Independence. You praise him for separating from the British Empire. The Declaration of Independence was an act of separation. 13 little scrawny colonies separated from the British Empire. Is that right? Paul Revere, huh? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams. These faggots with pedal pushers and ruffles on their shirts and wigs on their head. Then the Minutemen. I'm not gonna get into that. That's between them and their wives. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't know why their wives call them the Minutemen.
And we'll talk about pigs, and we'll talk about a power structure with a police state brutalizing and crushing people's heads, and we'll talk about the right of people picking up guns to defend themselves against the oppressive conditions that exist in this country. We're going to talk about the fact that we're peaceful people and we stand for peace. That we don't want war, we want to end war. Wait a minute. We're going to talk about the fact that we do not want war, we want peace. We want to get rid of the gun, but we got sense enough to know it's necessary to pick up the gun to get rid of the gun. And if you think it's a bunch of jive, you better listen twice. Now, we walked around this country, black people. We sat in, and we rolled in, and we slided in, and we prayed in, and we swimmed in, and we begged in, and we jumped in, and we had all kinds of ends. And while we was having these ends, we were singing, "We shall overcome." And while we were singing, "We shall overcome," the power structure sent its pigs down, and they kept a beat to the tune of the song, "We shall overcome," with a billy club crushing our skulls. We got to stop it. There's nothing wrong with the people protesting, because by the First Amendment of this jive Constitution of the United States, it says we have a right to protest. But no, what happens? We begin to protest the oppressive conditions of black people. People go forth and we begin to protest in the rotten, atrocious, murderous, genocidal war in Vietnam. We protest the exploitations of peoples throughout the world, and black people right here in America. And when we protest it, it only shows the criminals where they are. They violate the very laws that are supposed to protect us. Now, this is going to begin to give you some understanding
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Now, before I even start, I gotta say, make sure y'all subscribe to my other channel in case I get blocked. Um, I've been forgetting to put up this premiere I got, but I'm gonna put it up probably tomorrow. So make sure y'all subscribe to my other channel if I get blocked. And let me say this, what I'm saying? For those of you who are listening, and I'll say it again at the end, what I'm saying? But yo, with this fundraiser for Alabama, what I'm saying, this water crisis thing, what I'm saying? Now look, I gotta put a time limit on it, what I'm saying? So if I'm not even close or making no headway by the end of the summer, by the end of August, then what I'm saying, like I'm gonna contact the people, see what they want to do, what I'm saying. But I'm probably just gonna let it go, what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, I already knew what was up, what I'm saying. Black people is like, yo, I understand that we're full of it. And see, I don't, and when I'd be like, I'm not as hard on the coon, and I'm not calling black people in general coons or nothing like that. But I know that we have a mental illness in our heads, and I already know that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, sometimes people don't, and I probably shouldn't let it affect me or nothing like that. But sometimes when people, what I'm saying, like, they come on like, well, all you talk about is this. And sometimes people get mad if you don't talk about their ideology. And see, that's why I know that it's full of crap as BS, you know what I'm saying? Because none of these ideologies even matter when it comes down to helping each other get out of the situation that we're in, that we all understand that we're in. But for some reason, all of us, we try to make excuses and say, no, well, this and this, and this is the reason why I can't get behind that. And I understand, yeah, I mean, there may be people who come into the community who have scammed, but how does that stop you from going out there to do your thing? And that's why I don't really try to ask or want to have ask people for this. You know what I'm saying? But when me and Bakari was talking about it after we did that show on the water crisis, he like, yo, we gotta try to find a way to help those people. You know what I'm saying? And I agree. Now, do I have just $10,000 laying around like that I could just do that? Not at this time. Maybe soon. You know what I'm saying? But yo, it was definitely my intentions to try to help somebody down there. And I get some people, oh, well, it may not even be real, but that's the point of me going down there and seeing it with my own eyes, showing the people, showing you, you know what I'm saying, all of this stuff is real. I get it. But that's not why, or my purpose in this channel has always been to, what I'm saying, show the truth. I'll use it as a form of propaganda, but the truth, to teach real black history, the real black truth that we are looking at today. And I understand that a lot of us only got smoke for ourselves. And that it coincides with us not helping each other, not helping ourselves, help each other. Because to be honest with you, if you are, because I don't even care about that Pan African versus ADOS and all of that debate. That's not even my lane. I don't care about that, right? Because whether those people are Pan African or ADOS, is my intention to help them. But guess what? They're in America. For those of you saying, "Oh well, I'm not going to do this for that," they're here. But then, for those who are saying Pan African, well, black people everywhere. See, we just like to talk about ideologies and not ever talk about doing things because that has nothing to do with our ideology. Because most of the time that has done nothing but kept us separated because we haven't figured out how to leave that kind of stuff at the door when it comes to each other only. Because we have no problem understanding how I can do business with another country, another government, another people. Now, unless you're telling me that we are thinking the way other people are thinking about us, which is probably true, then yeah, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? When we see each other like that. And then all of those arguments do nothing but give us an excuse not to actually put in work. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. That's why I don't even get into the gender war thing. You know, the and I don't go or argue with black people, especially on these platforms. Now, yeah, I'm gonna say my opinions. I'm gonna say what I know, but I'm not going to beef or argue. And that's another reason why you get blacklisted on platforms like this. And yeah, there are platforms like you know, how we've been on the other platform a lot, you know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all get on there too. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to fan base, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I haven't been on there for a while and it's different on there and you actually can't show videos. But yeah, we need our own platforms and you know, I'm still on here. So I mean, that's why I don't exclude myself. But see, like when I do these things, it's not like, you know, I'm gonna lose hope or give up, but I understand where we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I stay in the lane. But I don't want to hear nobody unless they're doing something telling me what I should or should not be doing. Because when I try to do something that everybody suggested that I do, that's when nobody is there. You know what I'm saying? Those people don't come on the channel when you talk about those kind of things. None of that kind of stuff. So, you know, like I said, man, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like whether we get it or not, you know, it's my intention to still try to help somebody whenever I can, you know what I'm saying? And if I can do something, then I will do it. And you know, I was stacking myself, but you know, at the end of the thing, I'm gonna cut off the fundraiser by the end of the summer, by the end of August, you know what I'm saying? If we're not, you know what I'm saying, making progress or close, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna contact the people, you know what I'm saying, give them back, you know what I'm saying, they stuff if they want, but you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and we'll go from there, you know what I'm saying? Yo, what's going on, Bakari?
What's going on here? My peopleization.
Not much, chilling, my brother. How you?
Everything is everything, man. Everything is everything. How about you, man? I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and I understood exactly what you're saying. That's not your lane. We steady want to argue. That's why I stay away from certain things and try to stay away from certain things and certain folks on here because that's all they want to do, and we have to make a conscious effort if we want to if we want to do better. That's just mine. That's my take on it. We have to make a conscious effort for what we want to, for the things that we want to accomplish. Whatever it is we want to accomplish, we have to say, you know what, this is it. This is what we're gonna do, and that have to be it. We have to set one goal. Like when we had the next meeting, someone been at, I got a couple of messages when we had the next meeting. We just have to come up with one goal. This is it right here. This is what we're gonna. This is the mission.
Hey, Bakari, I don't mean to cut you off. Let me say something real quick about the meeting thing. You know why I like delayed it. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to do it last weekend, but I had skipped a week. But you know why I delayed it? Because it was only really me, you, and Erica. You know what I'm saying? Doing it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just gave it a break, some space to breathe. You know what I'm saying? I still got to hit up then. You know what I'm saying? So I got to do my part too. But you know, but yeah, I'm gonna get back on it though. But
No,
yeah, my bad.
that but for the record, that wasn't the like the point right there. You know, it's just how I just think that some things that, when we gonna come together, we gonna do this, man. We gonna stop. And trust me, I feel your frustration, bro. I feel your frustration wholeheartedly. And for the people that say they don't feel and understand your frustration, it's probably because they haven't been out here in the streets attempting to do something, trying to build something. And that's so I feel your frustration. But yeah, we have to get together. And before the next meeting, go ahead and let everybody know this is what on the agenda, this is what has to be done, and this is what it takes. And like you say, with this, you know who real. even down to when I said when we as a team raised some money for the water down in Jackson, Mississippi, we saw then basically, excuse me, who was real. It's easy ways to find out, who real and who want to be a part. Not saying some people, because everybody uh situation is a little different. So if the situation is different, understand that. You feel me? Not not trying to say anything bad about anyone. I just want that right there to be known. But
Yeah,
now it's time to rubber, as they say, nigga, the rubber hit the road. We just have to see what we're gonna do and what we're about. It's time up for pointing everything at everybody else. It's time to point at us, man. I yield the mic. Go ahead.
yeah, definitely. And yeah, I get what you're saying. Because like, yeah, you've been doing this for a long time. And but I'll say this, you know what I'm saying? It's not even as frustrating. You know why? Because I already kind of knew it, you know what I'm saying? And but when that's why I don't want to hear when people come on here talking about, oh, I'm trying to make trauma bond stuff happen. Well, if we got to make trauma bond happen to take any kind of action, then that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? So when people come on here criticizing about what I'm showing, what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? And even if they get it misconstrued, because when they get on here, it's a whole different attitude, you know what I'm saying, than to be in the chat most of the time, you know what I'm saying? But yo, I don't want to hear the criticism about, you know what I'm saying, like the subjects that I talk about, because apparently a lot of y'all have a problem talking about other people, have a problem putting the spotlight on other people. Because you know what, I haven't heard nobody before or after talk about that white boy in Buffalo, New York, scamming all that money, and he's still getting that money, you know what I'm saying, by the over $3 million, you know what I'm saying, that's more than 1 million, you know what I'm saying. So somebody got to be out here doing that. So, you know what I'm saying? Anybody, and I already knew that, but and I'm still gonna try to do what I have to do, you know what I'm saying? But so when you come on here talking about like trauma bonding and all that stuff, you know, that's where we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we have to get mad enough to be able to take action. And that's what baffles me, because that's why I started this. I don't understand why we aren't mad enough to take action. The fact that, you know, my mom could, you know what I'm saying, got diabetes and stuff, that's enough for me to be like, yo, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like the schools and all of this stuff, like that's enough for me to be like, yo, this ain't right. I have to do something. And I don't understand how enough of us is not, whether you know enough history or not. Because when you start studying history, you see they've done everything you can ever imagine and stuff that you cannot imagine. You know what I'm saying? And if you're willing to put aside whatever just to do business with the people who you know you got a problem with, I don't see how we can do that with ourselves. But you know, that's a trauma thing, you know what I'm saying? Even when y'all get mad when I let other people come on here, because I understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, there's different ways for people to learn, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's what it takes, you know what I'm saying? And there's a time and place for everything, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, for anybody out there who be trying to criticize because this is a method to the madness, you know what I'm saying? And maybe I shouldn't have let somebody affect me. Maybe it was good that I let somebody affect me or let people affect me, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it's a method to the madness. So I don't want to hear nothing to BS no more coming on here talking about what we talking about. So, you know, you want to say something before we like start the Black Hate Bill, Bakari?
Nah, man. You go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all, let me say this. Don't let none of them clowns affect you, man. That's all I got to say. None of them. That's it.
Yeah, definitely, my brother. But you know, to the topic, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been hearing a lot of people talking about the yo, we need a crime bill, you know what I'm saying, yo. And I'm trying to show you the whole time I've been trying to show you. You go back to my premieres and all that stuff when because there's people who only watch the premieres and don't watch the lives, and people only watch the lives and don't watch the premieres. But any one of them, even if you watch both, you would know that I was trying to show you how to get a stop hate bill active, you know what I'm saying? Passed or not, I get it active, you know what I'm saying? Because what's up, guy? Laws on the books, you know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, though, you know what I'm saying, since I haven't been doing the premieres, let me show you a couple of people, you know what I'm saying? Mm. And this is the sister, man, hold on. Let me pull it up. So it was a sister in Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Uh a sister named Shalonda, you know what I'm saying? And she got shot down by some white boys, you know what I'm saying? So let me play it real quick. All right.
Bo. Family and friends will.
That's my child that I birthed into this world.
Benita Lofton barely getting the words out as she talked about her daughter, Shalonda Lofton Anderson, known as Lundy. The mother of three was shot and killed outside of Ecstasy Cabaret in Dallas early Saturday morning. The club owner released videos saying that Lundy drove into a crowd of people. Police said she was killed by a security guard who hasn't been charged. Another security guard, Sterling Hammett, who police say shot into the vehicle, has been charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault. But court documents we've obtained say, quote, Hammett fired his pistol without justification or defense of other persons.
I had no altercation with nobody.
Lundy's attorney says she and her 2 friends were at the bar ordering food when the bartender didn't give them her change back. Moments after the verbal exchange, someone threw water at the girls, and that's when security officers asked the 3 women to leave.
She simply walked along trying to find her car.
Lundy and her friends got into the car, and in the cell phone video released, you can hear the shots being fired. Lundy is clearly still alive during these moments. Moments later, even after security pulled her lifeless body on the grass, you can see a security officer put a gun to her head.
The rug has been pulled from under us.
The family wants the club shut down.
City Council passed an ordinance earlier this year saying that sexually oriented businesses should shut down between the hours of 2 and 6 a.m. because police say that's when the most crimes happen. Right now, that ordinance remains in limbo.
Family and friends will continue to protest outside of the club until they get justice.
Just help as much as you possibly can.
In Dallas, I'm Melanie.
All right, so this white cop shot into this sister's car, you know what I'm saying? They killed her. Yo, what up, Catherine friends? What up, time to work? What's going on, my brother? So, they shot into the sister car. And as she was leaving, and even as she was already dead, you see they pulled her out the car, had her hand on her neck with the gun in the back of her head. She was already gone by then, you know what I'm saying? And she was just out there trying to have a good time and stuff like that. But this sister ended up getting shot. Now, before I say what I'm gonna say, Bakar, you want to say something about this story first?
Well, sorry that sister lost her life. Sorry to see her dad sitting talking about he should have shut that club down. Maybe feel he needs some help. We need more people with that kind of energy to talk to him, But what I can imagine is going on. And by the way, peace to everybody in the chat. What's up, guy in Hollywood and everybody else? But I can see us now going through our phone, trying to check her history to see how good her credit was with us. And what I mean by that, to see how good her credit was with us, let's see if she dated a white man. Let's see how she was. Let's see if she was a pro-black. Let's see exactly how she get before we go help. We're gonna go through a multitude of things to find something negative before we decide what we should do, without saying while we looking for the negative, while we looking for something negative to say, the negative is already there and already happened. They killed that young lady, and they did the execution style. Pulled out the car, then shot her in the head like it was some type of a drug deal gone bad or something like that. And that's how they did it. So the question is, what we gonna do? I know the name of your this is was about a crime bill, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the only crime bill black people gonna ever get to stop people from killing them is black people standing up standing up to the beast and making them stop. That's my take on it. I get the mic.
Yeah. And yeah, I forgot to say too, the police said instead of what they did, they said, oh, we need to shut down the club or whatever between at 2 o'clock in the morning for the criminals, but forget that they committed the crime. But anyway, to what you were saying, Bakari, what I'm saying, the first thing to get in the stop hate bill, what I'm saying, is how you gonna get at that when our own people would find some kind of way to disown this sister? What I'm saying? And there's a lot of sisters that I could name, what I'm saying, that I know brothers would disown in a minute. What I'm saying? But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, what I'm saying, when it comes to all of them subjects, what I'm saying, like, yo, the first thing you have to do is not let people spill people's blood, especially for reasons because they look like you, or get away with it because there are people that look like you. There is stereotypes that about us, and we portray those stereotypes, perpetuate those stereotypes, what I'm saying? And then if we're going to find reasons why our sisters deserved what they got at the hands of some white boy, what I'm saying, that's the first thing that's going to prohibit you from getting a stop black hate anything going on, what I'm saying? Because the bill, number one, comes from within. And I don't care who it is, what I'm saying? You come up here, you violate, you have to pay the price. Now, if that person, we're going to bring this person back and charge them, but you're not going to see America letting North Korea charge an American citizen for nothing, what I'm saying, if they can help it. But we are quick to give up whoever we are to our own communities. And then it starts becoming a slippery slope. What I'm saying? So even with that sister, Nia Wilson, I know a lot of brothers will not take up for that sister, or Sha'Carri Richardson for that matter. What I'm saying? They would be happy to see her lose a race, but won't talk about her winning a race. But they don't know that, or talk about how that sister is talking about all of the injustice black people have faced and black history and all of that stuff, because we are quick to disown our own. So if we hate ourselves, how are we gonna stop anybody else from hating us? What I'm saying? The first thing to stop black hate is stop hating ourselves. What I'm saying? Maybe we would get that through our head instead of arguing. But yo, Bakari, you want to say something?
What you're talking about when you said about how we do one another, how we treat one another. When I called you earlier, I said I was going to do a show. You're like, well, I just set mine up, right? But that what mine is about, the history. When we talk about the trauma and how we gonna look, because we gonna look for something wrong before we decide to help, and that's just a fact. And if people don't like me saying that, stop doing it all the time. Then you feel me? But the history of this country, the trauma and everything that black people have gone through in this trauma, it plays a role on our fear. So we attack one another. Now, we ain't afraid of each other, right? We really want to attack our sisters. And when you said what you said about Sha'Carri Richardson, I got a buddy right now. Every time Sha'Carri Richardson lose, he called me, you saw your girl lost. But then when you talk about she won, oh, that ain't nothing. She wasn't racing against the best. We are looking for reasons to beat one another down publicly and in front of the whole world so everybody can see it. Then you want people that brought you here on the bottom of a ship who don't like you, who want to see us dead while we beat one another down, but then you want to turn around and beg them and say they owe you a crime bill and some protection. Their plan is working, and we don't see it that way because we don't see one another as family. We don't see one another as the same. We don't see that there's a reason that we should be protecting, that there's a reason we should be protecting one another. We look for excuses not to. And I'll get them out. Oh, what's up, Catherine, friend, guy? Time to work. Peace, everybody.
Yeah, definitely. And this sister right here, what I'm saying, I don't know if she was a single mom or not, what I'm saying, her kids look black, look like she had kids with the black man in me. And with this sister, I don't care if she's a feminist, I don't care if she's Pan-African, I don't care if she's ADOS, I don't care what her ideology, if she's a Moor, if she's a Hebrew, I don't care none of that. I got her back over any white person in the world, what I'm saying, Tom Brady, like whoever Negroes love, Betty White, whoever, I got her back over all of them people. You know what I'm saying? And until
even Jane Elliott.
especially Jane Elliott and Tim Wise and all of them. You know what I'm saying? Sean King, that white boy. He's a white boy, y'all. I got her. If until you get to that point, don't ask for no stop hate bill. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you gotta love them. You know what I'm saying? But if you gonna put another person over your own, I don't care if he's what's the dude named John Brown himself come back from reincarnating, come back himself and put him over this black sister, then you cannot ask for a stop crime bill. You don't have to agree with her ideology. You don't have to like her. You don't have to go build a community with her, move in with her, but you cannot put no other group over this sister. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and now these kids don't have their mom or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's just another thing. Until you have consequences, because guess what? Jane Elliott is a coon, what they would call her, a turncoat, Benedict Arnold, or whatever their coon is equivalent. But guess what? If I go do something to Jane Elliott, do you think they're gonna let me off the hook and say, oh, well, you know, she was just she was a turncoat, she was they're not. So you cannot do that with your own and then turn around and ask those people to pass the stop hate bill. You don't even stop hating yourself first. How about that? So, Bakar, you want to say something real before we go to the next one?
No, you're right. But of course, you know what? Yeah, because you know what? They most definitely gonna protect Jane Elliott, you know, the white woman that black people absolutely love, who's supposed to be telling black people about racism, who say she struggled with racism every day, which is crazy to me. But hey, we done put her up on a pedestal. Somebody compared her to Malcolm X. I think she is getting rich off black vote. All right, go ahead, man. I get the mic.
Yeah. So this is another brother right here, Jalen Walker. Now the news, I want y'all to pay attention to how the news does not say this, but this brother got shot at 90 times and got hit 60 times. You know what I'm saying? So the police shot this brother 60 times. You know what I'm saying? So and by the way, he was unarmed and it was for a traffic violation. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even a crime. He'd never committed a crime. A brother, Jalen Walker, you know what I'm saying? So let me play this.
Night from Jalen Walker's family. Good evening, everyone. I'm Delon Dillard.
And I'm Courtney Guzman, and we appreciate you joining us at 5. Today, there was anger outside the Akron Justice Center as protesters called on police to fire the officers who shot and killed Walker Monday. News 5 investigator Tara Morgan is live in Akron. And Tara, Walker's family is calling for peace during this investigation.
And that's stage number 2, you know what I'm saying, when he's talking about a stop crime bill. Why are you talking about peace after you just got shot? You've been peaceful. You the one who did not commit the violence and you are calling for peace. That's stage number 2. But let me play this.
Right, they are calling for peace, but here right now downtown, you see behind me the protesters still screaming for accountability. They are angry and they have been screaming at police all day long. The family is devastated. At one point during a news conference today, we heard screams in anguish and we were told that was the mother and the sister. And the attorney says Walker was a law-abiding citizen and was shot for a traffic violation. Jalen Walker's senior class picture. His attorney wants you to get to know the man Jalen was, a beloved son, brother, and nephew.
This is not a monster. This is not a man who ever...
Hey, Bakar, can you mute real quick?
...caught a crime in his life.
Akron police shot and killed Walker overnight Monday. Police say Walker refused to stop for traffic and equipment violations, and that officers heard gunshots from Walker's car as they chased him, but didn't see a weapon.
He was shot for a traffic violation.
Now, peep that. They heard gunshots, but there was no gun.
Heard gunshots from Walker's car as they chased him, but didn't see a weapon.
He was shot for a traffic violation. We're here to find out how, we're here to find out why, and here to hold those accountable.
Attorney Ken Abarno says 8 Akron officers will need to answer questions. The attorneys don't know how many of the officers fired their weapons Monday, but tell News 5 the makeup of the 8 are 7 white officers and 1 black officer.
What's unfortunate and what we've heard here so far is portraying Jaylen as the reason this happened. That's spin.
Outside the Justice Center, anger at police. More than a dozen protesters lashed out at officers, even blocked traffic.
Problem number 2, you know, like I said, he's still calling for peace. Look at these cops over here. Like, they got their back turned to him. I don't care. They got the Akron police badge on their side. They're able to just stand there, turn it back. This old white dude, how can he be out here right now? Because he should be having a heart attack watching what's going on throughout the city. You know what I'm saying? If, you know what I'm saying, we want to stop hate, black hate, you know.
Calling for those involved in the shooting to be fired. They want transparency and to see what the body camera shows.
Even without seeing it, there is nothing that I could ever fathom that could warrant that many bullets being riddled in someone's body unless
60. Keep in mind, they still have not said they shot him 60 times and they still ain't said nothing yet.
you were in an active war zone.
Walker's attorneys and his family not only want accountability.
It's being riddled in someone's body unless you are in an active war zone.
Walker's attorneys and his family not only want accountability, but to uphold Jaylen's dignity.
We love Jaylen. He was my skinny little nephew. And we miss him. And we just want some answers.
Attorney Bobby DiCello says Jaylen worked as a door dasher and has no criminal record.
Never offended or bothered a soul.
And the family's attorney expects to speak.
All right, so hold on. It's one more because this is family speaking. I'm gonna play some of this just to see his family's reaction.
Akron after the chase and fatal police shooting of Jaylen Walker. We have team coverage for you. Testers gathered earlier today.
Sat down for an emotional, exclusive interview with Walker's family. Marissa, good evening.
Russ, good evening to you. As we can all imagine, this has been a heartbreaking, emotional week for the Walker family. But in the end, they have just one question. Why? A sometimes simple, yet often complex question, especially for a heartbroken mother and sister. The answers they seek increasingly elusive.
I love you, Mom. After every text, I love you, Jaylen. After every text.
Why won't he light up Sunday dinners with pranks of laughter? Why this carefree spirit is now silenced?
Why did this happen in such a manner?
That's number 3 right there. Why? You know, how can we not understand why at this point? I don't get that. That's my why. Why don't we understand it?
Such a terrible, terrible way.
They want to know why Akron police opened fire, striking down the 25-year-old in a flurry of gunshots.
We just want to know what happened and why did this have to happen to him.
He was Pamela Walker's only son, Jada's only brother. But early Monday morning, police say Jaylen fled in his car from officers, firing a gun along the way. 4 minutes later, he ran from his car to a parking lot. What happened next is unclear, but 8 officers would open fire.
I'm just profoundly sad. That's all I can say. I have never been so sad in my life, and I wouldn't wish this feeling on anybody.
Jaylen went to Bookdale High and aspired to one day run his own company. He was a delivery driver who loved to travel. A speeding ticket, his only encounter with police. His shimmering light dimmed by the recent death of his fiancée in a car crash.
Definitely not his destiny. Not his destiny.
Now left to mourn again, emotions running in their minds and heart. They want peace now, and that one answer they may never fully understand.
Because I'm angry. I'm sick.
Now, it should not take your son being murdered to be. I'm mad, you know what I'm saying? I haven't had a son that was murdered, and I'm pissed off, you know what I'm saying? Don't let that be the reason or the thing that pisses you off, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play her words out of respect.
As a mother, that it came to that. If they would have spent 5 minutes with him, it would never have ended that way.
All right, so in the words of good old Joe, I don't care why they did what they did. I don't care why. I just want them away from my mom. I want them away from my children. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, let me show you. Let me before I pass it to you, Bakari, let me just read this real quick. In Akron, Ohio, this young brother was shot by 8 cops. 7 of them was white. They fired 90 bullets. Now, in the news thing, I seen the thing, one of those signs that said 97. So it could have been more than that. They shot him at least 60 times in his face, chest, legs, back, feet, and everywhere else. And even when he fell, they kept shooting. His body was mutilated as much as a person could be. He was unarmed when they shot him. The police claimed they originally pulled him over for traffic violations, and he has never been arrested or got in trouble a day in his life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Bakari, it was a lot of stuff there. So, you want to say something, my brother? Bakari?
Yeah, man, something wrong with my computer. It wouldn't come off mute. Hey, at least they didn't say I forgive. We need to be calm. Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. At least they didn't say I forgive. It's time, you need to call for the death of some of these people. We have to stop being scared to call for the death of these people who don't. We scared to say they need to die while they're okay with killing us. Think about that, man. Just think about that. We're scared to call for the death of those people, but they're not afraid to kill us, man. They need to die. You know, don't get none of them attorneys. My kids, I done told my kids if anything happened to me, they know I was busting back. They know who not to call. They know who can speak for me, and they know if any family member say I forgive. I'm already told them don't do no marching, don't do none of that. If anything happened to me, don't do none of that. Because in order for it to change, we're gonna have to change us. See, we too focused on trying to make white people be good people. We too focused trying to eventually we're gonna touch on their moral side, and we're gonna show. Let's keep showing them. Let's keep showing them. Let's keep showing them that we are human. We have to be better than them. No, what you got to do is stay alive. What you got to do is stop letting folks kill you. If you defending yourself, you are better than them. Shit. People get mad. We have been shamed to say we hate. I say I don't hate because I was around black people and I ended up taking my hate out on my own people. But we have been shamed to say we love black folk more than anybody else. We have been shamed to say there's a hate. And something is wrong with a black person who's teaching you shouldn't hate. I don't like what's going on. Every black person should be angry. You understand? But I had to focus more on my love for my people because I was taking my hate and anger out on my people more than I was on the enemy and all these other people. Because all of them, if they ain't black, they ain't with you. Fact on top of fact on top of fact. And ain't nobody got to agree, but history shows that in this country. So my condolences go out to his family. My condolences go out to his family. Whatever type of justice they're seeking, I hope they receive it. But I hope those people that did the shooting, I hope they die. They should be put in front of the fine squad, and I should be the one squeezing the trigger. And I yield the mic.
Yeah, Bakari, I feel you, my brother. I feel what you're saying. And even in that, you know what I'm saying, there are two things in that. And there's two reasons, another number 2 and 3. We talked about number 1 already. Number 2 was we still talking about no justice, no peace, right? And we the most peaceful and we've gotten the least amount of justice. And it don't make sense. And then you're gonna turn around and ask for that. And then the third thing is, why are we still asking questions? Why? We try to explain racism to a group of people who have created the system and enforce it very well. And we try to explain it to them, but we don't even understand it. Because if we did, we would know why are we explaining something to them? We would be trying to do what we have to do to, like, we don't have to wish anything, Bakari, because you know what? There is justice coming to him, and that is guaranteed. I don't gotta wish that because it's an actuality. But until you do that, you're going to continue to get the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot to play something at the beginning, but I'm gonna skip it until the end. So I'm gonna go on. You got something else to say on that one, Bakari?
Nah, but I know one thing. This is a perfect segue into the show that I'm going to be doing tomorrow, because it goes together. Because everything you see now is the history, and what has history done to us to make us do this, and the trauma and everything. All right.
Yeah, and that was good you said that, because speaking of memory, you know what I'm saying, like that's or the past and stuff, and that requires memory, you know what I'm saying, because that's number 4, you know what I'm saying. We don't remember nothing, you know what I'm saying. We don't even remember what somebody did to us. And yeah, if you wipe your memory clean, you know what I'm saying, I guess you have a reason not to be mad enough to take action, you know what I'm saying. I guess we would accept those little things that they got in Men in Black, you know what I'm saying, so we can assimilate, you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna keep having those memories that's popping up in our heads. But you know what? Your enemy never forgets anything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go to the next thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, first of all, let me show you this. Now, OJ Simpson said he doesn't go to Los Angeles because he's maybe sitting next to the person who did it. You know what I'm saying? Now, we all know with OJ, the glove did not fit, right, Bakari? The glove didn't fit, right?
I ain't gonna speak on OJ. I'm gonna let you have it.
The glove didn't fit, my brother. The glove didn't fit.
Yeah, the glove didn't fit. Johnny Cochran did that. The glove didn't fit, so you shall acquit. Hey, with black people, don't care what we doing, we can rhyme.
Hey, it worked. It worked. Hey, it didn't fit, bro.
Quit, so you shall acquit.
But you know what, Bakari? Other people have a very, 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 very long memory, my brother. And do you know OJ Simpson did 10 years for stealing his own football cards, essentially? You know what I'm saying? From like, at the most, you could have got maybe 2 years, but he did 10 years for stealing his own football cards. You know that?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say this now that you said that. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something, right? That's the arrogance, the ego, and somewhat of the almost greatness of white folk. They will beat you, rape you, rob you, take your shit, steal it, and flaunt it in your face and dare you to get that shit back. Dare you to do something about what I took from you. Think about that, bro. Think about that. Make you figure out a way to say, you know what? All of them ain't bad. Let's just be friends. Y'all can go ahead and stay here, and y'all can just go ahead and stay here and keep getting my diamonds. Oh, okay. Or y'all can put us on a reservation, give us a couple casinos. Okay, y'all can put all these, everything can just come to the black neighborhood in the United States and take all the money. Long as white folks okay with us, let's stop. The white folks, they they're MNF, man. They MNFers.
Yeah, the original South 8 bill.
Yep. Go ahead.
But that's all I'm saying, my brother. You know what I'm saying? They remember. They got a very, very long memory. And the thing is, we don't have that long of a memory, because like this was June 30th, 2020. Ain't today June 30th, 2020?
2022, yep.
Yeah, 2022. Damn. So we forget already. We might look at their faces, you know what I'm saying? We don't have that long of a memory. Now, I want you to remember their faces because it goes along to the same face from the next story. Now, I don't know if y'all heard about what happened to Emmett Till or not, you know what I'm saying? But there's another story from today, June 30th, 2022, where they're still messing around. They're still trying to, you know what I'm saying, make fun of us and, you know what I'm saying, put it around. There's a 1955 warrant that just got discovered, but it's still not enough evidence to prosecute this white bitch who's still, I think they said she's living somewhere. I think they said it in this one. I hope it's this one, you know. So let me play this.
An incredible discovery has been made in connection with the murder of Emmett Till.
An arrest warrant, as we said, of Carolyn Bryant Dunham has been discovered in the basement of that LaFleur County courthouse, and the family of Emmett Till is now calling for her arrest. 12 News' Richard Lake has more on the shocking discovery.
Well, that's right, Mel. And the discovery of this arrest warrant has completely reignited the 1955 murder case.
Pause right quick for Cass, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Look, calling for her arrest, and you know where this old stank bitch live. No, gas bomb that house with her ass in there. Hopefully I can say that on your channel, man. I'm sorry. But that's what need to happen. I hear it, mate.
Yeah, you good, my brother.
Bryant Dunham is the woman who alleged that Emmett Till whistled at her in a grocery store, and it is also widely believed that Dunham is the woman who identified the 14-year-old to his murderers. In the finding, this warrant, the Till family hopes to lead.
And by the way, Bakari, just because you said that, in America, right? There was a young brother named George Steiny. He got accused of killing 2 white girls. What happened to him?
Was that the kissing case? No, that's not the
No.
kissing case.
No, he was a
This
14-year-old.
the dude in South Carolina who
No,
got
it
the
was a
electric chair.
yeah,
Right?
14-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah, in South Carolina. I think the kissing case is in South Carolina too. I ain't for sure. That's why I got it confused. But yeah, I know they got the electric chair.
Right. So just for what you were saying, you know what I'm saying? Now it's not unprecedented for people who have been just accused because he didn't do this, and they had to put him on. They said they had to put him on the Bible to electrocute him. So that's not what you said just now is not unprecedented to where people have been put to death for putting other people to death or causing other deaths. Right?
Exactly.
All right. So let me go ahead with the rest of this.
Whistled at her in a grocery store, and it is also widely believed that Dunham is the woman who identified the 14-year-old to his murderers. In the finding, this warrant, the Till family hopes to lead to Dunham's arrest. Those in the legal community worry that it may not be enough evidence to do so.
There's nothing about an old arrest warrant that changes that, except it confirms that if this were 1955 and not 2022, that maybe the evidence would be there.
This legal school of thought emphasizes how the lack of witnesses and timely evidence would simply not be enough to lead to new arrests or the reopening of an already closed case. Those who have chronicled the story of Emmett Till's murder have agreed. Though historically cherished, the legal ramifications of the warrant are less clear.
Discovery of the warrant is huge historically. Whether this is going to be enough to tip, the balance, I don't know that it is unless the authorities change their will about this.
The Emmett Till case has been opened up twice since the original 1955 case, once in 2004 and the other in 2017. One of the most influential people in the reopening of those cases has been Keith Beauchamp. A filmmaker, Beauchamp has offered compelling witness testimonies and other pieces of evidence that have reopened the case twice. Beauchamp was a part of the group that found the warrant, and they believe this discovery is just the start of bringing justice to Emmett Till.
It just proves our theory that Carolyn Bryant Dunham was at the house that night when Emmett Till was abducted. In layman terms, she understood the danger Emmett Till would be in and did nothing to stop it.
And according to the Emmett Till family, there are...
Now, what they're trying to say is the charges don't, hold on, let me get the other one. But they're trying to say, the charges are out of date, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm not sure. Is there a limit, a time limit on kidnapping, Bakari?
Ain't no statute of limitation on murder. I know that. He was murdered.
Mm-hmm. But they saying
ain't no statute of limitations on that. So what was her arrest warrant for? Kidnap?
It was for kidnapping, and it was for I think she was accomplice to murder.
Yeah, ain't no, but I know one thing, man. I'm gonna say it again. Shouldn't no black folks be up there talking about she didn't do nothing to stop it? Man, go burn that old white bitch up. It's just that simple, man. Roast her ass. Roast her ass. If you want to punish her, tie her old ass and pull her toenails out and pour alcohol on her toenails and her fingernails before you get rid of her. Whatever you want to do. But man, this shit it got to stop.
Yo, all I'm saying is that old white bitch lived a peaceful life, you know what I'm saying, after she had a part of a young kid's death, you know what I'm saying? And let me play this other one. I hope this the one that showed where she live at right now, because that's what I was really looking for. She live in some state, they said. I was trying to find out because I forgot. So we can all find out.
Donham, who now a piece of history found in a Mississippi courthouse basement is bringing new attention to the death of Emmett Till in 1955. That item is an unserved arrest warrant for Carolyn Bryant Donham, who now lives in Raleigh.
Yeah, Till's death came shortly after Donham accused the 14-year-old of groping her and whistling at her, and that lynching sparked outrage across the country. CBS 17's Dina Harley joins us now live after speaking with a local researcher with connections to this case. Dina.
Yeah, that Duke research scholar that I spoke to says he's not very hopeful that that warrant will actually do anything, considering it's now more than 60 years old. But he says if it does lead to an arrest, he would be fine with that because he says he's the one person that Donham has confessed to about lying in that case.
What she confessed to me was only that she had lied in court. That is, she confessed to perjury in 1955.
Tim Tyson is a research scholar at Duke University. He's also the author of The Blood of Emmett Till, while writing the book about 14-year-old Till's lynching.
And that's another thing, yo. These white boys is making a bunch of money writing and covering and all of that stuff, and then they're trademarking and then copywriting it. And if you play stuff like this, they try to shut you down for showing stuff of Black history is really trying to do it because they're trying to make money off of our stuff. And that's another thing you got to stop. You know what I'm saying? But let me play the rest.
Tyson says Till's accuser, Carolyn Bryant Donham, admitted to lying about some details of the case for the first and only time.
Tell me why you think she decided to tell you that.
I have no idea. I really can't read her mind.
Because Tyson interviewed Bryant Donham just a few years ago, legally, her alleged confession meant nothing.
That's just perjury, and the statute of limitations on perjury is 2 years. So she had legally been clear of anything she told me in 1957.
In 1955, Bryant Donham accused Till of whistling at her and groping her in Mississippi. Days later, Till was taken from a family home and brutally murdered. Rod Bryant and J.W. Malam, the two men put on trial for the killing, were acquitted by an all-white jury. Tyson, though, says what followed is often left out of the history books.
What gets left out is how African Americans across the country rose up in protest against the case and against the acquittals.
And now with an unserved warrant for Bryant Donham being found, Tyson says he wants people to realize that Till's story is not ancient history.
I would hope that at the very least that it helps us, it calls us back to memory of this case, which speaks to a lot of things that are still happening.
All right, so that wasn't the one that showed it. But anyway, so, you know, that's the whole thing.
That show where she live at?
Yeah.
Now, they said she live in Raleigh.
Oh, okay. It was that one there.
Yeah, they said she live in Raleigh.
Okay, so there you go. People
she wrote a book too, Catherine and Friends. I don't mean to cut you off. That old woman wrote a book too.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think she was down in Florida for a long time too, you know what I'm saying? So at one point, her and George Zimmerman was down in Florida, you know what I'm saying? But they're okay. But that's a part of the whole stop Black hate thing, you know what I'm saying? Because if somebody know they can do something to you and live a peaceful life and nothing's gonna happen to them, I mean, why would they stop doing what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we're not still mad about Emmett Till, you understand? Because OJ, the glove didn't even fit, but we know we got all this evidence about Emmett Till and up to you know, the young Tamir Rice. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we don't remember or we choose not to remember, right? That's another thing that's stopping you from getting that hate bill. You know what I'm saying? Your own hate bill. But yo, Bakar, you want to say something?
Hey, look, I think we remember that what keep us from fighting back. Think about this shit. And you can look this up because you know how to pull stuff up while you on air. I don't know how. But you can look this up. This was in North Carolina a couple years ago. A black dude was seen with a white girl. Just look it up. And a mob. And they couldn't find the white girl at a certain time. A whole mob of people, right? A whole mob of white folks went to his house with 2 police from the neighboring county going, this was like 2-3 years ago. They went to his house, guns and stuff. This like maybe 4 years ago, but look it up. The same stuff still happens today. I know they watching Time to Work. I know that I know they watching, and I know they watching me. I've been investigated by them anyway for stuff I say, but by the police and everything, been followed and all that. So I already know shit. I hear the mic.
Yeah, I hope they watching. I'll tell them myself, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that's the truth. Like, and guess what? And I ain't telling you nothing no different than George Washington told America, and they put him on the side of a mountain, you know what I'm saying? And Time to Work, you already know, my brother, like, yo, we cannot have no fear no more. At the end of the day, like, yo, I'm gonna stop apologizing for saying, yo, we don't deserve to be killed, and we deserve to be able to practice self-defense, because any living creature in the universe does whatever it takes to survive, except for us. You know what I'm saying? We're the only thing in the universe that doesn't do that, or at least apologizes for that. Get that out of your head. We are not apologizing anymore. They have done everything that they can do. They control every avenue. You know what I'm saying? Until you take control of those avenues and stop being, I'm not saying you, Time to Work. I'm saying us as a people, because I'm including myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm in it too, you know? Until we take control of our own and do what we have to do for ourselves unapologetically, no matter who has anything to say, then is irrelevant. We cannot tell somebody to stop the hate, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm showing you because a bunch of videos of them shooting us down, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you to stop letting them shoot your children down, and telling you how to get the Stop Hate Bill. And these are the originators of the Stop Hate Bill, because you know what? They solved that with gunpowder, you know what I'm saying? It's just that we saw stuff with prayers, you know what I'm saying? And it just hasn't worked the same, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with prayer. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with gunpowder either, you know what I'm saying? But it's just that we got to stop apologizing for who we are. Yeah, I already know Time to Work is my brother. He been here since day one, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. But speaking of that, you know what I'm saying? Because, oh, you want to say something before we go to the next thing, Bakar?
Nah, go ahead.
All right, so speaking of that, you know what I'm saying? Let me show y'all this, because if this stuff don't make you mad enough to speak out and do something about it, then there's like then we're never gonna get a Stop Hate Bill. So I can't blow this up, but let me play this video.
Get the out of here. What? Dude, where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Connecticut? No, you didn't. So get the out of my town. Get the out of my town. This ain't your town. Get the off your foot. Ow! Ow!
Now he put hands on this little kid.
Ben and Sarah, an 11-year-old boy was biking around Deep River with his friend on Monday when they were
Now I say he was a black kid.
confronted by a man, and he pushed him off his bike. One of those first encounters with him happened on this sidewalk across the street from us. The family believes it was racially motivated, and they say that 6th grader is now afraid to leave his home.
Get the off your foot.
This video shows 11-year-old Deep River student Daniel Duncan pushed off his bike to the ground Monday. A prior video that day shows 48-year-old Jameson Chapman angrily confronting Duncan.
Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Connecticut? No, you didn't. So get the out of my town.
He asks the 6th grader where he grew up and to get out of his town.
Rach,
Now this is weird now, Bakari. Now is she a black woman?
You know, she looked mixed. You can see some black features, but she done straightened her hair. She looked mixed, in all honesty. She might not even mention. She looked mixed.
Okay.
I wonder if his daddy black.
Yeah, because they call him a black kid. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying
But
she looked mixed though.
right. That's why I was asking. Yeah, you think she's black? Well, if she would be mixed, then she would be mixed, not black.
That's what I say. I think she's mixed. That's why I say I'm not sure. But shit, man, you know, you never can tell. Them genes get passed down. Shit, I got a sister lighter than her, bro. And I know her mom and dad are black.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was just asking. I'm gonna play the rest.
Could not contain my anger.
Mom, Desiree Dominique says she went into shock when shown the video and fears this type of behavior.
Pause. Desiree Dominique is her name. She black. She black.
That's racist, Bakari. Or prejudice.
That's all right. I'm just saying.
No, I'm joking.
Will continue.
I feel very upset. I feel anger. I feel sadness. I feel a sense of powerlessness.
She says this isn't the first time her kids have been targeted in Deep River. Her other son was shot with a pellet gun earlier this month, and she says they're verbally attacked at school.
The issue of racism is very prevalent in this area. I see it every day.
This happened just weeks after a message was left on a town sign with derogatory terms towards people of color. First Selectman Angus McDonald says it's unacceptable.
This is a safe place, and we are going to continue to work to make it more welcoming than it already is.
He says these actions do not represent the vast majority of Deep River.
This is something that we all need to address and should start at home.
Dominique says she encourages her children to stay positive and know they do belong in Deep River.
I remind them of who they are. I remind them that they are not their skin tone. I remind them that they are not their body.
All right, so that's a whole nother conversation. All right, good night, Catherine. One drop rule. I don't know about the one drop rule. 418. I don't know about that. Yeah, God, they definitely look mixed over here. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the point was, you know, on this movie, I heard this guy. He was talking to this Jewish dude though, but it applies to us because he said when we was marching little kids to get burnt up in the ovens, we realized we had y'all heart when the grown men wasn't doing anything to stop us from harming their children. You know what I'm saying? From maybe just sitting there crying, please don't do it, would be the equivalent of pulling out of a cell phone or whatever, you know. And they were saying, please no, don't do it. And that's when they said they knew they had their heart and they was never gonna do nothing about it. Now, Bakar, you want to say something on that?
Good night, Catherine. Well, I would say there, and I know that's a whole nother topic. Yeah, I believe they're definitely mixed, but I agree with what Mr. Untouchable just put in there. The mother's irresponsible. You not your skin, you not this, you not that. But we want to go live around these people. The only thing I can say is, man, it didn't get that far with my son when they was harassing me, my youngest son. But I know he came home crying because the police saw him and told him, little boy, you look like you stealing, and took his bag. He had his bag with his receipt and poured all his stuff on the ground and drove off. But sometimes you have to step to these folks. So that's what I did. I went to the county meeting, and you know, and I told him if I find a person, which cop was it? My son said he was too scared to reach for his phone because he thought the police would shoot him. He was too scared to do anything. I just know he ran in my house crying. So I did what any man was supposed to do. I called, didn't know where to go down. But 2 days later, they were having a county meeting, and it was one of the and where I live on the border, because I don't live in a city limits. I have an address where I live on, but couldn't remember. He said he was too nervous to even look to see if it was Cobb County or Powder Springs. So I just went to both meetings, and I let them know if I ever find either one of the cops. If I find one of the cops, I damn near try with me. I bet you they don't get away with it because the thing about me, And by the way, I took my gun. My gun was on my side in the meeting. The hell with them. You can't constantly let people treat your kids like that. Black kids scared to walk down the street being harassed, and we don't do a damn thing. And this wouldn't have got. But I'm just saying, black kids scared to walk down the street. But we want to. But you know how that work. We gonna look. We gonna do our Google search. They're gonna do their Google search to make sure that it's the perfect. That they would have done that Google search on my son to make sure he's the perfect black child and make sure that I'm not a coon and I'm okay. You know, after about 3 months of Google research, somebody may have stood up and wanted to say something, but they got to do our Google research first. I get it right.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, that topic was about, black kids or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But the lesson also in that is, a part of being able to protect yourself is being able to define self-definition. We get to define what we mean when we say black. We can say you're not in this. You can say you're not in this. You know what I'm saying? We have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to start having a respect for ourselves. And I'm not saying love isn't love and all this extra BS, but guess what? You got to take time to get to know somebody to fall in love. So that's BS number one. But we have to remember and understand, I didn't create this situation, but we do have a responsibility if we want to get out of it with each other to the point where we cannot put nobody else over ourselves. Now, it's easy for me to say because, like, for me, I would want a kid that looks like me, you know what I'm saying, with the black woman. And I don't think no other woman can have no other bitch, you know what I'm saying, because only black women, I would say that is a black woman. No other person can have a black child other than two black people. So we have to come to a point where we are self-defining as to who we are and what we, and I'm not saying allow or not allow because people can do what they want. But at the end of the day, we have to draw the line somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And that's a part of stopping, because if you don't respect what it is, how can you expect anybody else to do that? We might as well say people of color, if everybody's included in the one drop rule, and say, we'll have a stop people of color bill, stop hate people of color hate bill, you know what I'm saying? Instead of a stop black hate bill. We have to be specific that we're talking about ourselves and people who target us because of what we look like. You know what I'm saying? So, Bakari, you want to say something?
Go ahead.
All right. So we're going to go to the next thing, because you brought up the police, you know what I'm saying? And us being able to realize, you know what I'm saying, we may not always be there to be able to protect our children, you know what I'm saying? We have to prepare them for whatever may come in this world, you know what I'm saying? Even if that's learning them self-defense from a young age and learning them unapologeticness from a young age and learning how to survive, and not just survive, but to thrive, because we taught our children how to keep our eyes to the ground, you know what I'm saying? But other people is talking about manifest destiny, you know what I'm saying? And they're doing that off of our blood, sweat, and tears. And we got to say, oh, not all cops is bad, but you know what? All of them are there to enforce a system against us, you know what I'm saying? So in Farmington Hills, I think this in Detroit, this cop just got in trouble because all his targets was black men, you know what I'm saying, which is no surprise, but of course you're gonna see how they cape for each other.
And tonight with controversial target practice at the Farmington Hills Police Department. Good evening and welcome to 7 Action News at 11. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Dave Llewellyn. The controversy centers on the shooting range and reports the police department used paper targets of black men. The discovery made by a Boy Scouts troop touring the station. Now there are calls for an independent review of the practice.
7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham caught up with the police chief and a city leader calling for immediate change.
7 Action News spoke with both the police chief and a city councilman here in Farmington Hills who say they're looking to grow from this incident and improve things here moving forward.
Fact is, we took them down, and I want them permanently taken down and not never used again in our community.
These shooting targets are what Farmington Hills City Councilman Michael Bridges is referring to. They were
I think we on number 5. we're trying to reform a system. You can't take the root out of something and expect it to be the same. You're assimilating into a system or culture that is designed on the hatred of you. Whether they hate you or not is business, whatever. It's irrelevant. I don't care. But their actions display hatred. You know what I'm saying? So assimilating to that is number 5. You're not going to get no stop hate thing when you're trying to assimilate to the thing that hates you.
Up in the city police department's basement. Back in April, someone with a Boy Scout troop took photos that depicted black men as the targets. The photos eventually drummed up attention, causing local residents to speak out at last night's city council meeting. Police Chief Jeff King apologized, but he also said it's a mischaracterization. He said there were white male targets up as well. He says a majority of them were white.
We are looking. Do you see any white male targets? He said the majority. You see any? Even the ones on the side, they're black men. I don't see no white men, white boys.
Looking at it as a opportunity to strengthen and review our training and our practices, and to further strengthen our community and address their concerns.
Thursday, Southfield-based attorney Deion Webster Cox held a press conference about the targets, which we attended.
Nobody who had that press conference, nor did the press, call any of us to get an opinion, a comment, answer a question for us to investigate, and instead it hit the rumor mill.
You heard that, Bakari? This white bitch said, oh, y'all ain't asked us for permission to go out there and do nothing. Y'all ain't look for the white savior. Instead, y'all just went to the streets talking about, oh, how they shooting at black men. You ain't asked no white bitch for no help. You heard that?
Yep.
And instead it hit the rumor mill.
Actually, I called and spoke with the city's public information officer during that press conference. She referred me to the police chief, who I called, texted, and emailed as well. I then forwarded that email to the public information officer for help reaching the chief. I didn't hear back. The next day, Friday, the police department emailed a press release to the newsroom. Councilman Bridges had also attended that.
So he exposed all that was just a lie anyway.
At press conference.
Part of my efforts of being on council for the last 14 years, I've been very active on the issue of making sure our workforce is diverse. Mm-hmm. And secondly, in that we have police equity in our policing.
Councilman Bridges says since January 2021, he's been calling on the city to hire a DEI or a diversity, equity, and inclusion officer. Chief King says that decision would come from city administration.
That is a citywide initiative. We are very committed to our DEI efforts in our city, working closely with our HR director and our city administration. On behalf of the department, we are one of the most diverse departments around. Our diversity is really outstanding.
The chief says the targets are in line with the state's law enforcement standards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is in line with the state standards or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yo, what's up, Erica? But yeah, Bakari. So you see there, this cop is on there, you know what I'm saying? They got black target practice, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's not, he's not going to apologize for it. He's like, yo, we can standard, you know what I'm saying? This is okay. We are licensed to be able to shoot at black targets. We've been doing this for hundreds of years. We the patty rollers, you know what I'm saying? You know, we the biggest gang in America. He's down with that, you know what I'm saying? But you want to say something, Bakari?
That reminds me of a range I used to go to, and they had targets of like black people pointing a gun like they getting ready to go break in a house. And they had targets of white people like they be pointing a gun like they finna go rob somebody. And the reason they took them out when you walked in there, every black person in their range except one had the white target up shooting it. All the white people had a black target. It was one black guy came in there with his group of white people and said, come on, man, come on, dude, let's get this one, dude, let's use this one. And he made sure he got like 5 or 6 black targets. He was the only one that didn't have. So then one of the white guys looked over at me, and then he grabbed the white target. But yeah, man, I remember that in the gym. Means that in the gun range. Yeah, that's what that remind me of.
Yeah, and the thing is they're out there training, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, you know what I'm saying? That's number 6. They're out there training. They don't just happen to, you know, get out there and know how to put a chokehold in the right spot or how to put a knee on the neck. They're not just out there making that up. They are trained to do this. And okay, you can say, oh, they shouldn't be doing that. But maybe, just maybe, we should be training how not to get put a knee get put on our neck. And in the event that happens, what can we do to ensure that somebody's alive? Now, see, this is where we get kind of tripped up, because a lot of people ain't gonna go with me here, because at the end of the day, this is why I be like trying to tone it down just a little bit, because I understand, like, I'll take it too far, you know what I'm saying, because I understand exactly what it'll take, you know what I'm saying. And like I said, I don't go all the way. I try to make you angry enough to want to go that far, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, right, and you can have pictures of all black targets and they'll tell you, no, it's just a rumor because you haven't came to me first. You know what I'm saying? Because they are unapologetic in what they say, feel, think, act, be. They have done nothing but took our lives, and we are saying black people is wrong to be racist. And you are telling me that you can get a stop hate bill that way? The only way that you can do that is the only way you can get protection is if you have a nation or an army behind you willing to back you up at all costs. And that doesn't come out of thin air. That comes from being prepared. And we're not even going to get on the food thing, because maybe, just maybe, what happens, because I would have pushed the button a long time ago, because maybe we're not mentally there until we are there, until we have to be. Because I believe in our creativity, our ingenuity, our spirit, the way that we can create things. I believe in us, you know what I'm saying? What up, Better Medicine Podcast? Thanks for coming, my brother. And I'm gonna put the link in the chat again for anybody who wanted to come on. It's already in there, but I believe we have the ingenuity to do all of these things, you know what I'm saying? But when we are dependent and still having to have other police squads pull up on us to help us with our domestic issues and expect them to not have anything wrong, we're bashing our heads against the wall. And at some point, you're just gonna have to get the courage to say, yo, it is what it is. They've taken everything. What else can they take from me? Maybe I can say more, because you know what? I don't have any kids, so I can't say that. I'll let you go ahead and speak, Bakari.
What's up, Coco? I was reading one of Mr. Untouchable comments. These people think because they have black police officers, it means that they're not racist, and he put LOL. And that's correct. So then when they put that black dude up there talking about they need diversity, the DEI, whatever the ENI stand for, see, you still big. If we had diversity, it would change. Don't they understand that this damn country is diverse and it ain't changed? Huh? This country is diverse and this bullshit ain't changed. The cities and the counties that these people are policing is diverse and it have not changed. So putting somebody up there talking about the diversity
And
does no good.
I don't mean to cut you off though, but like, yo, when you talk about diverse though, is it really diverse? Because in America, you got to accept the ways of the Englishman, no matter where you come from. That's not that diverse.
Now, when I'm saying you're diverse with the people that live here.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, yo, they all gotta accept the ways of the Englishmen, though. They better not speak their language. You know what I'm saying? That's how you think we forgot our language. You better not speak that over here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, of course. But I'm talking. But they're talking about diverse and bringing other people in that's not white and bringing, because that's what they always say when something happens. Oh, they need more training. They need more diversity training. They don't need no more training. Shit, we started training. They started getting trained on tax dollars to come up with new ways to do shit. But they need more training. No, they don't. The hell with that. And the hell with that diversity stuff. We have to start thinking and acting like a nation. We have to truly start thinking and acting. And I know we can't live 100 years ago, but some stuff that was taught back then, we can still use for today. It still stands today. Marcus Garvey had black people thinking and acting like a nation. We had our own flag that that was recognized. We raved it so much, even other people start recognizing it, right? But instead of thinking and acting like a nation, we go back, oh, let's get diversity. And you're right, Mr. Untouchable. In Chinatown, they do not have to speak English. I yield it, mate.
Yeah, that's true. But everybody, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but I'm pretty sure most people in Chinatown knows English. You know what I'm saying? And when most people is on other people's model, I get what you're saying, Bakari. But like, my only point, and I'm not trying to disagree with you. I'm just saying, because I agree with what you said. But with the diversity, because they got a black man up there, but he's talking like a white boy. So how diverse is that? Like, if you putting black people up there who speak their talking points, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that, oh yeah, we're diverse, you know what I'm saying, because they're only putting their ideology in certain positions, you know what I'm saying? That's really the only thing I meant, you know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying. They're talking about different races of people, you know what I'm saying? But the different races that are getting into that position, Chinese, Chink, you know what I'm saying, Indian, and I'm talking about Indian, you know what I'm saying, anything you can think of, they are what you would call that quote unquote coon of their community, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I meant though. But you want to say something before we go to the next one?
No, go ahead.
All right, so we're gonna go to the next one. I'm gonna share this one. Now this is another sister. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna have a reason why this is cool. Why this white boy is threatening this sister and her kids.
Out of my space right now. I dare you. Get the camera out. Get the camera out. It's recording. Thank you. You're recorded. And this is going to be aired. And we'll see if you have a job tomorrow.
That's great.
We'll see if you have a job tomorrow.
Yes, I will have a job.
We'll see. This is going to get aired.
That's great.
You do not come in a woman's face and threaten to break her jaw. You do not threaten to break my jaw.
Listen,
you do not threaten to break my jaw. Get out of her face. Do you understand? Because I have my mace. And they can go really, really bad. Let's call the police right now because you threatened me on camera.
Yes.
Yes, you did. Call the police.
If my child gets hurt,
let's call the police.
I am not going to go directly.
Let's call the police. Call them right now because you're not going to threaten me.
Let's go.
Siri, call my love. Call me. You are not going to threaten me. How dare you? You don't come in my face either. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Call Ruth. Call Ruth, our attorney. My attorney is on the way.
No, call my whatever brother is in her life that'll make sure. Because if it was a brother, you know what I'm saying, we all know that nobody got a problem going at another brother. See, that's another thing, you know what I'm saying? I guess that goes back to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got only smoke for ourselves, man. We only got no smoke for these other people. This sister, I remember the show on Bakari channel the other day, but I understand why sisters can be mad because this kind of thing can happen on a repeated. And I'm not talking about this sister personal life because, like Bakari said, I'm not gonna go in her life and try to figure out whose side I'm on, this white boy or this sister. I'm not gonna do that. I'm on this sister side, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what? I want to stop black hate. You know what I'm saying? I pick my side. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But the fact that this sister is not talking about calling a brother to make sure that this never happens again is a big part why I keep happening.
Is he joking? He came in my face. Is he joking?
Now, I know this is real mean, but I might as well say it now. Because you see this little white kid and this little white girl, you understand what they have done to your children? You understand how much they violate your children? All I'm saying is no justice, no peace was a saying, but earning the stop hate bill is an action. That's all I'm saying. And you fill in the rest from there.
What happened? Call Vila.
There's another little one.
Don't cry, Naya. He's over here. Oh, he has a nerve to come in my face. Don't cry. Did you get it all?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Now, I know a lot of y'all is probably going to go against what I said, but if you want to get to that point, then you have to realize you cannot protect the Germans, the women, the children, the non-slave owners, the quote unquote good white people, because yo, it is and there is not. Do you want to be on the side of is, or do you want to be on the side of is not? You know what I'm saying? Do you want self-autonomy or do you not? Because again, you're dealing with somebody who will drop bombs on men, women, children, babies, and say it was a tragedy if a pilot crashed his plane, right? But it was a great success if they had no casualties. And I'm saying is a failure, you know what I'm saying, for us.
My face.
Animal.
What is this?
Take care of your
Get out of my
And he would not back up. He kept intimidating us, saying mean and rude comments.
New video at 11 catches a man threatening a mom in front of her kids on a playground. This happened during a 10-year-old's birthday at the Baker Park in Naples. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Kirsty Soto.
And I'm Peter Bush. This might not be the first time that man crossed the line in front of kids.
What? And he could still walk away? I
NBC2's
wonder
Zach
why.
Barrett is investigating what set him off.
We were celebrating my 10-year-old baby cousin's birthday.
So Sonia Telesnord and her sister Farah's kids went right for the slide.
30 seconds into putting everything down, the kids come running to us saying somebody's being mean to them.
She talked to that man. He was claiming to be concerned about Sonia's 10-year-old going down the slide because there was an 18-month-old baby in the area.
And y'all telling me if I'll be wrong when I be talking about they little ones, because they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They understand the rules of engagement is either you win or you lose. There is no right. There is no wrong. There is no good. There is no bad. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But things that is a certified fact is I control my community or I do not. I control my businesses or I do not. I control my hospitals, my schools, and my whatever, or I do not. I control the weapons in my community or I do not. That's a fact. But winning, losing, all subjective. Right, wrong, all subjective.
On the side of the park designated for older kids.
He then walks over this close to my sister's face, intimidating, towering over her.
And then that's when he says, I will break your jaw in a effing heartbeat.
I will break your jaw.
I dare you. Get the camera out. And that's when I was like, whoa. And I really thought that he was going to hurt me.
Sonia's 12-year-old daughter was recording when the man began hurling insults. Some of them we can't even put on TV.
Get out of my face.
Animal.
What is this?
Take care of your
Get out of my face.
And he's like, you're trash. You are classless.
Go in the woman's face. And so are you.
Police were called and a report was made, but this man was never arrested. That's why we're blurring his face.
It just was
He was never arrested. That's why we're blurring his face. Do you understand how crazy that is? You know what I'm saying? They didn't blur the sister wasn't arrested. They don't blur her face. Nobody in this park was arrested. They don't blur their face. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand how they didn't tell you that the young brother was shot 60 times? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come on here and tell you that, you know what I'm saying? But at least we saw his face already.
very traumatic experience for all of us.
After posting online, Sonia received a comment from someone who said they had an incident with that same man on Friday at this movie theater.
He grabs him by the throat, and that's where he completely throws him all the way to the ground.
The 15-year-old victim and his sister tell me they were leaving a movie lab.
Right, so I don't care what they, that's somebody else. But they don't talk about right or wrong or none of that BS. You know what I'm saying? They protect this white boy. So, Bakar, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was reading in the chat. I saw what Mr. Untouchable put in there. Say the sister thinks she in a free society. Think the police gonna protect her. I'm gonna have to give you a little pushback on that one, Mr. Untouchable. Because the thing is, right? The sad thing is, she don't have a black man that she can call. That is the sad thing. See, we do all this talking and arguing and bickering on social media. I've said it 198 times. I got to say it 198 more. People watch and listen to this, right? People listen and people hear. So black women hear the stuff that come out of black men's mouth on this social media, on these big channels. People listen. Just like black men hear what the women, they hear it. So the sad thing is when you can't call a black man to stand up for you, that's way sadder to me than her thinking she live in a free society, thinking that the police is gonna help her. She don't have a brother. And I ain't talking about a blood brother. It's not a black man that she can call and say, come over here and get this beast off me. This beast is threatening to beat me up. He just told me he'll break my effing jaw. She should have, okay. And the sister should have been texting or calling exactly what he are. Come here right now. This what got to be done. Bring about 5 of your friends with you. But as long as we are looking, I know it's going to be some people. You know what? It's going to be some people got to do that Google, Wikipedia research to see if these sisters okay for us to talk good about. I get them right.
No, yeah, and yeah, let me say this, y'all. I agree with you, Bakari. Yo, the thing is, the sister should think she live in a free society and the police will protect her. I should think that I live in a free society and the police will protect me. The problem is we have not built that society or those police that are there to protect us. You know what I'm saying? Now, the sister has every right to go up and defend her little child. You know what I'm saying? And I get what Mr. Untouchable was saying, because she's a woman putting herself in danger with a man that can harm her, or a white boy that can harm her. And the sister did not have any brothers, or it didn't seem like there was no brothers out there. But the sad thing is, you know what I'm saying, I can't say that there were no brothers out there, because we just seen a video of the sister getting beat up and black men did nothing. And this is not a bash on black men, because I'm a black man and there are thousands of black men who do that, you know what I'm saying, or like who will stand up for a sister. But the fact that this sister had to, like that's what I was just saying about us apologizing. I'm not going to apologize. And if I had a kid and my wife was out there defending my kid, I'm not going to tell her to apologize for defending our child. You know what I'm saying? The point is, she should be able to get on the phone and call me or whoever's near. But the point is, because even if I'm far, there should be brothers on code around her there to make sure that nothing happens until I get there, if that's the case. Because until we get to that point, instead of looking for reasons not to do that, the black hate is going to continue, because we look for reasons to excuse it. And if we're looking for reasons to excuse it, of course, the politicians and the lawmakers that we're calling to create these bills are going to make the same excuses, because we as black men are making excuses and reasons why this sister should not have done what she did. Yo, we live, you know what? And we have to decide in our minds right now. Are we free? Because it's not like Bakari said, you can't get on code. You have to live by code. You can't decide. You can't say, well, I'm going to be free, when you have to decide in your mind that I am free right now, today. And then all the actions that take place from here on out will be actions to make sure that that stays true. You know what I'm saying? So we have to decide right now, are we free or are we not? You know what I'm saying? Are we captured? Are we just going to act like captured? Or are we going to be free and act like we're free and do what it takes? And that means giving up everything to do that, and stop apologizing, you know what I'm saying, for whatever it is that we do. You know what I'm saying? So like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to support that sister. And this is not Mr. Untouchable, because he's not saying that, but it's too many black men, black people, because it's not just black men, black people that would say, well, the sister shouldn't have did this, the sister shouldn't have did that. The sister definitely should have defended her child, and the brother should have been defending her and her child, and you know what I'm saying, or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Now that's a whole nother topic, you know what I'm saying. But Bakari, you want to say something?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, so before we go to the last thing, because I want to finish on something positive, I'm gonna go to what I forgot in the beginning. First and foremost, since this is the topic, you know what I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna play this one first. You know what I'm saying. A lot of y'all heard this one, and I can't blow these up, but this one is short, so I'm gonna play these two together. Now, Bakari, I know you played this one on your last one, but this is the picture of the white bitch saying it.
President Trump,
You hear that, right, Bakari?
on behalf
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right.
President Trump, on behalf of all the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you for the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
Don't seem very apologetic to me, you know what I'm saying? So I meant to start off on that one, and there's one more that I wanted to play. Because I want to show, and this is the prime example, and I know a lot of y'all would be like, you disagree, but this is how y'all sound, you know what I'm saying, when we making excuses to why black people are the problem, and black people are the worst, and black people are this, and black people are that, and we have no smoke for nobody else. So this is how we sound to me when I say that, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not as hard on the coon as y'all, you know what I'm saying? I can be.
You know what, African Americans, particularly African American men who are showing the lowest motivation to turn out in this midterm, you think things are tough for you right now? Where do you think you're going to stand in a country, in America, where there's no democracy, where they have absolutely no interest or at all in respecting your rights? We've got to get these people understand that they've got skin in this game, and we got to scare the hell out of them, because quite frankly, Nicole, they should be afraid that we're going to lose our democracy.
All right, so you got to scare them that you know, they may you got to scare them into voting back on Democrats, Bakari, because election deniers played a key role in the primary races and stuff like that. So yeah, you heard it, Bakari. So you got anything to say about those two videos? Oh yeah, definitely, Mr. Untouchable. We'll discuss it.
Whenever I hear somebody talk about rights, for the record, you have none. You can't have something that somebody got to give you. We still begging white people for rights. Let's vote for our rights. Let's vote for this. Vote. Like it's what is the word I want to say? It's sad almost, or is it just almost sad? But for real, man, it is. It's somebody got to give you rights. The Lord give it, and the Lord take it away. We have put white people on this pedestal and have made them the Lord. The Lord giveth the rights, and the Lord taketh the rights away. You keep asking somebody to give you something, hoping somebody to protect you. Like I said, somebody had a room on Fanbase saying, should we join the LGBTQ movement for resources and protection? Come on, man. Just be honest. What kind of black man say some whole shit like that? Pardon my French. What kind of heterosexual black man say whole shit like that? Now, if he had said, should we use the LGBTQ? And if you think you can get you some resources from using them, but join their movement so we can have resources, so we can have protection, what kind of whole shit is that? But that's where we at. And you're right, Mr. Untouchable. I can't wait to have that conversation about that on Saturday. And I know at least two people that are gonna have something negative to say about their sister, because they scared of the folks who were screaming at her. You know, but I hear the mic.
Yeah, and yo, by the way, y'all subscribe to Better Medicine Podcast, his channel. He in the chat. Y'all subscribe to this channel right here. My brother, Mr. Untouchable. Thank you for putting me on to that channel. It's a good show. You're a good channel, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, we'll definitely have that. We'll definitely have that conversation. But you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this, right? You see how one side was unapologetic about preserving their life, and they don't care who and what it affects. That's called racism, by the way, because what they do affects everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even whether you agree or not. Not saying that that particular thing, but what you do affects everybody. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when it comes to us, we see like, well, we got to hitch ourselves to them because maybe they won't treat us as bad as these other people. Now, I don't understand what this particular brother has to see, because there hasn't been baby formula on the store in the shelves. Like I say all the time, I haven't seen chicken wings in the store since Joe Biden been president. You know, there's been a president assassinated. You know, Arab countries have gotten a gang of weapons left over there. America lost that war. They've you know, there's been a whole thing in Ukraine. They're probably losing that, you know, and all we have gotten is your crack pipes and stuff like that. What up, bro? So like, when it comes to that, they have no problem saying we must preserve ourselves. We have to do what it takes to preserve ourselves. And I haven't talked about the Roe v. Wade thing. I know that's a lot of topic. And Bakar, you can talk about it if you want to, but you know, I haven't talked about it. But they do these things to preserve themselves. We don't understand. We're the only thing that says, oh, we better not say that, because preserving ourselves or talking about it or thinking about it is illegal. You know what I'm saying? Teaching our history. I don't know what that means, Bobby, right? But what up? But yeah, teaching our history, they have actually passed laws against that. You know, the critical race theory thing. But yeah, Bakar, you want to say something on that for the last thing?
On what? Critical race theory?
No, or whatever I just said, or anything on the last subject, that or the
Well,
Roe
you
v.
know
Wade
what?
thing.
Just to rock with Barbara Sizemore, black people still don't get it. We don't understand what racism is. We still want to prove there's no such thing as race. We got so many of us still want to run around and prove, well, you know, ain't nobody black. Look at your color. We still got people want to prove that. When that white woman, you clearly see this black folks talking, but you clearly heard that what that white woman say. Thank you, Donald J. Trump. She didn't say J. I'm saying the J. Thank you, Donald J. Trump, for saving white life. What's up, Raw? What's up, Bobby? Right? That's clearly what she said. But if I say the same thing, I get pushback. I get pushback from black people. That's who's giving me the pushback. Black people. You are racist. You are this. You are that. It's us. When everybody understand that you should want to survive, it's the survival of the fittest. That's what it is. And I hear the mic.
All right. Yo, that's at the end of the day, that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? It's having pride in yourself. You know what I'm saying? The stop black hate starts with you. Number one, stop hating yourself. You know what I'm saying? Stop hating each other. You know what I'm saying? And stop finding reasons and excuses not to be a part of getting out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Or find a reason not to take up for a sister, or find a reason not to take up for a brother. Because until you do that, nobody is going to stop hating you. Nobody's going to stop killing you. The only time they're going to do that is when they know that if I shoot at him, he's going to shoot back at me. But he may take out my kids, my wife, my dog. He may take out the whole family. I have taken out his whole family and he has done nothing. So therefore, I know he ain't gonna do nothing. In fact, I'm gonna turn around and say, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. And he will. And he will ask me for this bill, but I will give him Juneteenth. I will give him crack pipes, but I will give these chinks, or not chinks, I will give these spics money. I will give these Arabs money, Arabs, Bakari. It got to be a better one. These sand dudes or whatever, money. But you, I will give you Juneteenth. And you will say, I will protest that, but I will not take action. I will not stop shopping at their stores. Not for no other reason to put them out of business, but to support my own businesses. See, it's not necessarily about hate, but yeah, I want you to be as angry as you can possibly be so that you take action. And that's why I show you all of these videos. And if you call it trauma bonding, call it trauma bonding, but at least you bonded. because right now you just got the trauma without the bond. So, you know what I'm saying? Until you on that level, doing what you got to do, then the same thing is going to keep happening. And we're banging our head against the rock and we're saying that it's not insanity. We're going to argue about the word insanity while we're banging our head against the rock, instead of saying, picking that rock up and banging our enemy's head against it by every means necessary. Not just any, by everyone, because we at a point where we need every one of them. All right, so let me play this last one. Bakari, and you showed this video, so I had to play this one. You know this one, Bakari.
Hey, I'm gonna play that one too tomorrow. Go ahead though.
No, hey, do not be aggressive. Will you fucking?
I mean, what number are we on? 6, 7. Do not be aggressive, Bakari. Do not be aggressive when it comes to the enemy. Now, when we talk about ourselves, be aggressive, but do not fight back. Do not be aggressive. I know they're surrounded by us, but do not be aggressive. This peace and love in nature is great. You know what I'm saying? If we can learn how to manifest it for ourselves with each other. But for other people, it has not served that good, man. I'm just saying, for us to apologize for doing stuff to them.
No, hey, do not be aggressive. Are you fucking serious?
I just wish you, and Bakari, look at this. I'm sorry, Bakari, but to put him out there, look how not accurate. He didn't really want to do this. He didn't have that energy in this system where it was like, yo, I want you out of here. He was just mad. That's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? He was hitting the car. He was hitting the ground. He wasn't striking them. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no blood. They said, I want blood. They made another black man whip a black man to prove a point. And they made sure he hit him as hard as he could to break you down and make sure that you wasn't going to rise up or have that energy. And they made another black man do that to him. You see? But when it comes to other people, we got this energy where we want to be like, you know what I'm saying? We'll hit the car, we'll hit the sand, you know what I'm saying? So get out of here, get out of here. Even that video with the Lions, brother, and I'm not saying they should have did nothing to their Lions, but that's a sign of strength what they did, but it was a weak point in that. That was a weakness that has to be worked out for us to get to where we want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you why that wasn't a sign of weakness with the Lions, right?
What's that?
I'm gonna show you something, right? See, you use the lions. The lions can hunt animals. They can't, right? So if you kill the hunter, you might not ever be able to get that animal no more. Now, and that's just on one side. On the other side, it could have been a sign of weakness. But I'm just saying, when you hear when you hear hunters, people that truly hunt. I ain't talking about nobody hunting for no game. I'm hunting just for fun. I'm talking about people that hunt for food. It's just certain ways they do things that way the food can continue. But saying taking the line out could be seen as a sign of weakness. Yes, I think with this brother right here swinging that damn whip, right? I think, now see, this one point, I would agree with them when they say that black woman should have shut the hell up, because I think she took away some of his energy. Not so aggressive. No, what is wrong with you? I think she took away some of his aggression, because the first swing he did, well, look, he did hit the one dude. That's why he turned sideways. But she took away his aggression. Like you said, not so aggressive. Not so aggressive. Come on, watch. Play it again. Watch. You'll see the first one in them long, he hit him. And she's not so aggressive. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, and let me say this real quick. And yo, for the lion thing, the lion, that's a whole different thing, because lions is different from white boys, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right on. I give you that point. You're definitely right. And I agree with you about the sister, you know what I'm saying, that not so aggressive. That's that energy. But you know, because yo, everything you said about that sister is 100% correct, and I agree with that. And on top of that, though, this brother should not let what the sister said. Now, I know it's hard for us sometimes. We listen sometimes we don't, whatever. but we can't let that affect our warrior mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of sisters, and I don't blame the sisters because they're sisters. They're supposed to be sisters. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, yo, not so, whatever. But we as men have to understand that there is zero margin for error and there is no prisoners. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, sister. We'll talk about it later. But right now, you know what I'm saying? I got blood to shed right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm playing it again.
No, hey, do not be aggressive.
That wasn't enough energy. That first one, even Bakari, that wasn't enough.
No, hey, do not be aggressive. Are you fucking serious?
They old and they wasn't even like moving back like that. Hit the car, ground. Told him to run, hit the ground.
Okay, as you can say he wasn't running, but you see he tried to leave his friend.
Yeah, he's about to leave his friend. That was funny. But he still ain't hit him.
Hey, where you going?
But look where he hit him at, even when in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm commending him for doing that. I'm not taking away from doing that. All I'm saying is I'm just asking for another level. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But look where he hit the ground and when he's trying to get in the car. He had that palm. Look at it. He could have tore his back up. And that's the least he could have tore up. She talking about some Mr. Thomas. All right, so it's another one, Bakari. This one was in America, you know what I'm saying? So he whipped a white dude to protect some black children from indecency. You know what I'm saying?
Play the video first.
Now he did have some energy. I give it to this brother right here. He had a little bit of energy, but it still wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? But he at least, I'll give him props for that energy. This person probably like, stop. I started over. He stopped already. Oh yeah, I give it that. But at least my only thing is he stopped a little bit too soon. But he had that energy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you want to say something about that, Bakari?
Well, he beat his ass. That's what he deserved. Whatever he put his motherfucking clothes on. There's some kids out there. Put your motherfucking clothes on. He beat his ass. He whooped him. He whooped him with a belt. That's it.
Yeah, man. Cause he did something. Now he protected his kids. Now, like I said, he was a little bit nice to him. You know what I'm saying? But he had that energy in the swing. He tried to hit him. You know what I'm saying? But he was still a little bit too nice. At the end of the day, man, think of the worst thing in the world that can ever happen to you or your children or your family. And just remember that it already happened to you and your family. You know what I'm saying? They have already done that. We are sitting here arguing about where we come from, the language we used to speak. We are arguing about black men, black women, light skin, dark skin, old, young. We're arguing about every single thing, right? And when we see somebody stand up and do something, everybody, including the other people, because I know we talk about, we see all of these white bitches and all of these people harassing black people, and then when black people stand up, then people jump in. But we are also watching other people harass our brothers and sisters, and we don't do anything until we react. We are also running on other people's codes and let's just say we've accepted the ways of the Englishmen way too much. We have to purge that out of our system. And the only way, and I like to recap all of the things, but I forgot all of them. But the only way we can get to this stop Black hate is when we stop the Black hate, stop it within ourselves, arguing for dumb reasons instead of coming together to build things that we know we need to build. Like, I don't care what your ideology is. If you're a Moor, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, if you're indigenous, if you're an Indian, if you're Pan-African, if we agree on building a school or building a bank, that's what we agree on. And if for children that look like us, if you say the term Black and if you don't say the term Black and I do, but we understand who we're talking about when we talk about our people, that's good enough for me, for us to start the ground levels. That's all we have to do is build the building blocks, get the next generation past this hump that we keep getting stuck at, because we all the same arguments. We've had it time and time again. All we want to do is expose and talk about each other. All we want to do is hate each other. But we have to get over that hump of, because we got to the point where we can have our own communities and build our own cities, but do we really want to build our own nations? Do we really want to be sovereign for real? Our own, you know what I'm saying, everything, self-autonomy. You can't have that until you have an army or nation backing you, and no other man, woman, whatever law or whatever can protect you. You're the only one that can create that. So we have to do what we have to do. The only way we're going to stop this hate is if we stop apologizing for saying, you know what, they've killed men, women, children, babies. You know what I'm saying? They didn't apologize for it. But we got to make excuses and reasons why we say, oh, spare the women and children. No, they didn't spare you, did they? They didn't say, oh, this is a good Black man, let's not take him. This is a good Black woman, let's not take her. This is a child, let's be easy. This is an elderly person, let's be easy. No, they didn't care. They said, we want to win. We want to be in control of resources and dominate. And that's what they did. They didn't say this is right, this is wrong. They said, no, we want control. We want power. And the only way to stop Black hate, the only bill that can be passed is when you have the power to do that. And that's not through a piece of paper. That's through the real world. When somebody, if a bully punch you in the face every day and you give up your lunch money, why would they stop taking your lunch money? But if they know they got to fight you, even if they fight you every day for the rest of the school year, they'll stop. But, you know, Bakari, go ahead and say everything you want to say before we close out, my brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate you letting me speak on your panel. Peace, everybody in the chat for coming through. Hey, Koku, I got to send you that. I got to send you the other email to tell you which one I like. Because I'm joining the Quaz Radio. I think that's what it's called, KWAZ. I got that email. I appreciate you for the offer. I like your channel, Mr. Untouchable. Appreciate you for putting me on to that. I appreciate the chat. And I appreciate everybody. There's nothing but love here. Peace and one love. Oh, yeah, y'all check out my channel, Brother Bakari. If y'all like what I said, go hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Even if you don't subscribe, just come check me out sometime. I want to be your friend. Peace out.
Yeah, definitely. And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Bakari channel. Appreciate you for coming through, Bakari. Much respect, Bakari. By the way, you gonna have a show tomorrow, right? Let them know.
Yeah, that's the plan tomorrow. How past traumas has affected us. And I'm gonna also, so y'all know I like nature, so I'm gonna be using animals. I'm not gonna even use I'm not gonna use us when I show how the past trauma has effect. I probably just use us, showing how we can get out of that past trauma. I yield the mic.
All right, yeah, definitely. So shouts out to Bakari. Shouts out Mr. Untouchable. Thank you, my brother. And make sure y'all subscribe to the Bitter Medicine podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's a great show, great channel, you know what I'm saying? Definitely great topic, great show. Bobby E. Wright, shouts out to you. Of course, Raw, shouts out to Raw. See, I don't gotta ask Raw, you know what I'm saying? If I ask Raw right now, you know what I'm saying, what the answer is, she could put it in the chat unapologetically, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so shouts out to Raw, shouts out to Erica, who also know my brother Guy, Catherine with Friends, 418 The Coming, Time to Work. You already know my brother. Shouts out to you. You know, everybody else that came in, my brother Rashid, everybody else who gonna listen and stuff like that. So I'm gonna play this real quick and then I'm gonna close out with my final thing. But just a second or two from my brother Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
Same thing in every time zone, on every landmass. Throughout the annals of time, you find it doing the same thing. Then that should let you know that it cannot change. It's coded that way. It can't change. The white man can't change. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad says separation is the best and only solution.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there. But yo, and by the way, let me say this, you know what I'm saying, before I leave, you know what I'm saying? I said it at the beginning, but yo, I'm going to put a time limit on the water crisis. You know, I know a lot of people ain't with it, and I kind of knew that from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Black people make excuses. That's how I know that all of these arguments is excuses, and that's why I try not to get caught up in any of it, because we try to look for reasons not to actually help ourselves. And that's another reason why people can come onto our communities and exploit us. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop the hate if you're letting the hate into your communities. And you can't build up your communities if you're not supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of knew that. But when it comes to this water crisis, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that donated, shout out to everybody that donated, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, nothing but love and respect. But I'm going to be in contact with you. I'm going to put a time limit. If I didn't do it by the end of August, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna give the people their money back. I'm gonna still try to do what I can, you know what I'm saying? But you know, if we haven't done nothing and made progress by then, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna hold it forever. I just know that we're not in that mind frame right now, because I know that's why I've been doing the things that I do and the premieres that I have, so you get turned up, so you know that you have to, no other choice. But we don't have no other help. We don't have nobody but ourselves. We are all we got. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So trying to assimilate into other people's society is stupid. You know what I'm saying? Not helping ourselves. And I don't care if they are ADOS or Pan-African down there. If I can help an old lady, I'm not going to be like, yo, not you because you are Moor or Israelite. I don't care. I'm trying to help the people that look like us. But, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to hold it forever, because I know a lot of us is not on that mindset right now. And we just want to talk about the drama, the distractions, but only black on black drama and distractions. Because I remember when I had the white boy on, everybody said, oh, wow, don't be so mean to him. But you can sit here and listen to black people call each other the N-word for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's how I knew that our minds wasn't in the right situation. You know what I'm saying? And even though I let other people saying you wasn't doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I do want to do something, but I understand where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to push it, but I also don't give up, because I know we will get to that point. But for right now, I'm going to put a time limit on that. You know what I'm saying? But all of that goes into the stopping black hate. You know what I'm saying? Because if we cannot love ourselves, we cannot stop the hate that we receive. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't love your brother, your sister, if you find the reasons why a sister deserves to be shot and killed, or a brother deserves to be shot and killed, that, especially if they're targeted and profiled because they're black, then that's something within you, because you could be next. Your child can be next, and you cannot be there when your child is next, right? It could be any one of us at any time. And there has to be consequences and repercussions. And don't be afraid to say that. We're not telling you nothing. And George Washington told America they put him on the side of a mountain. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Michael Johnson. Shouts out to all the brothers like that. Nat Turner, Gabriel Prosser, you know what I'm saying? Madison Washington, Ida B. Wells, you know what I'm saying? Marcus Garvey. Shouts out to, you know, Sojourner Truth. You know what I'm saying? All of them, you know what I'm saying? Fannie Lou Hamer. Shouts out to all of them, you know what I'm saying? But Yo, as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.